A feedback review of Alton Scarefest 2024. I haven't been to Scarefest for a few years now. I think the last proper Scarefest we went to was back in, goodness, I think it was 2017, and it was absolutely fantastic. Took my 8-year-old son and my 13-year-old daughter, thinking that this should be absolutely fantastic. Booked the Splash Islands Hotel for the one night, which was from the 18th to the 19th of October, so the weekend just gone. And yeah, my overall kind of impression is extremely poor. Tower Street, absolutely amazing. You kind of walk down, you enter Alton Towers Resort via the obviously the main kind of plaza. You go in through the turnstiles, and it looks fantastic. You've got all the statues, you've got the Alton ancestors, absolutely amazing. As soon as you leave, obviously the Tower Street area, nothing, absolutely nothing anywhere. You've got obviously the kind of 4 scare mazes, the kind of paid ones. You've got the attic, the Alton Mines, Tiny's Revenge, Dazzy's Games, and the compound. I did the attic and Dazzy's games. Awful, absolutely, appalling. Dazzy's Games, I don't think it's an actual scare maze. I think it's something that could be just a normal attraction, but at the same time, I don't really want to be paying for a YouTuber. It just doesn't make any sort of sense. It's bizarre. I think there is a slightly kind of good concept behind it. However, again, why have Alton Towers brought in a YouTuber to create a scare maze for Scarefest when they've got an absolutely fantastic entertainment team that could have created something far better than Dazzy's Games? Dazzy's Games didn't need to come back. I think they've made a really, really bad mistake bringing that back. In regards to the attic, again, it looks amazing. I think we paid £12 for each of us, so it's £12 per person, which I thought was slightly expensive after the experience. I'd say I'd be willing to maybe pay £7-8 maybe for like a one-shot sort of ticket. So yeah, £12 is quite expensive for quite a quick experience. So yeah, obviously, we kind of queued up. They let quite a big group go, and it was myself and my little boy. We were waiting to go in. We were right at the front, so we were thinking, brilliant, it's going to be us. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be like loads of jump scares and everything. But then all of a sudden, there was about 10, 11, 12 of us that all went through together. Somehow me and my little boy ended up being at the back of the group by the time we got to the top of the stairs. And but because the actors were kind of jumping out on those at the front of the kind of group, us at the back, we got no experience. The actors were kind of back away, didn't do anything to us. We had no jump scares or anything. It was really, really, really bad. I didn't understand why there wasn't a massive queue at all. There wasn't a massive wait for the attic when we were there. I think it was about 7:30 we went on the Friday night for it. So why send us all through together? Well, why not space us out so we all get that thrilling experience that we're looking for, that we've paid for? So yeah, I thought that was pretty bad. We did do 2 of the Spooks ones, which was the new one, obviously, for 2024, and also the Trick or Treat one. The new one for 2024, it looks amazing outside. Is it really for Halloween? I'd probably say no. My little boy, he's 8. He kind of liked a little bit of it, but he didn't really get into it. When we were queuing up prior to going in, they appeared to be having some sort of technical difficulties, and we had to wait 5-10 minutes before we were allowed in. When we did eventually go in, I don't know, it was bizarre. It was as if half of the stuff still wasn't working. They've got a boat ride, and still in there, obviously from when it was the dungeons and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory prior to that. They really should have utilised that in some form. I think the format that they've kind of got set up as is very, very poor for the price. And like I say, that there was just no communication as to, do I need to wait here? Can I go? What do I do? Because I think on the last part, that one of the actors kind of let us through the door into kind of like this kind of corridor that obviously leads to the exit, but he didn't say wait. He didn't tell us what to do. So we obviously just carried on walking, but then everybody else ended up staying in there. So quite clearly, obviously, we missed the last scene because there was just very, very poor communication, very poor direction. Trick or Treat looks absolutely amazing inside, absolutely fantastic. They've got some special effects this year, which let's say just get you a little bit wet. Absolutely, you know, I think Trick or Treat's certainly one of the best, and I think that they should certainly keep that. I think the kids absolutely love it, and it's good for the adults as well. So the start was really, really good. As I say, it was really, really disappointing, the Scarefest. There was just very, very little across the whole resort to do with Halloween. Really, really, really disappointing. The Friday night was okay. We got on quite a few kind of rides. We got on Wicker Man, Nemi. We did Oblivion and the Dogs. So we got a good few rides in the dog, which is absolutely fantastic. The one thing I'd say about the food and beverage on the theme park is we waited until about 8 o'clock to go and get food because we wanted to get some of the rides done, go get food, and then maybe start making our way back to the hotel for the evening. So we decided to wait till about 8 o'clock to go to Pizza and Pasta, or the Explorers Pizza Pasta, I think it's called now, over by Runaway Margarine. On getting over there, 8 o'clock, walked in, can have a table. They then turned around and actually explained that they stopped serving, or they only do takeaway from 8 o'clock at night. They close around about an hour before ride close, which I thought was absolutely appalling, considering this is meant to be one of the busiest times of the year. You've got families there that you know, obviously need kind of various different kind of provisions that, you know, and obviously accessibility kind of requirements. And that one of the biggest kind of undercover restaurants in the theme park was shutting an hour early. There's no advertised kind of times around it. You know, you look on the app, you look at what time they close. There's nothing. All the other ones do. They tell you what time they close, but Pizza and Pasta didn't. So that obviously kind of ruined our the Friday evening. We had to rush back over to Splash Landings to get into Flambeau's before that closed at 9 o'clock. So that really kind of spoilt it for us on the Friday night. On the Saturday, you know, weather was fantastic. I think they'd actually sold out of kind of tickets. They'd sold out for pretty much everything on the Saturday. So the queues were just enormous. One thing that obviously didn't help is when the rides were kind of staggering open, some of them had technical delays, which meant they didn't open at all or opened a lot later. Sonic or Spinball Wizard didn't open all day, and I didn't actually see any sort of technical staff on there trying to resolve any issues until around about 4 o'clock, which I was like, yeah, you know, that's pretty appalling. Surely, you know, it's a big ride, it's got a good throughput. Surely, you know, you'd focus to try and get that one sorted as soon as possible to relieve the pressure on the others, but they didn't. So yeah, my overall review is appalling. I certainly won't be in a rush to go back to Alton Towers Resort to experience any of their events, because quite clearly there's been a lot of cutbacks, which is a shame really, because it seemed at the beginning of the season that there was a lot of promises. It looked like it was bright and it was going in the right direction, and it's kind of dropped off, which is a right shame. It feels like the magic at Alton Towers is completely gone, and I think they've got quite a bit of work to do to get that magic back. I think one thing that's certainly missing from Scarefest nowadays, especially this year, is you don't encounter any sort of actors other than the ancestors around the theme park unless you pay to go into a maze. I don't, but why not get the actors out? Like I say, over by Nemesis, there was no actors at all, whereas obviously during kind of normal season, when there isn't Scarefest, etc., there's actors around, there's protesters, there's Phoenix people. There was nothing. I think they've also missed out on a big trick in regards to the curse. Curse been open, about a year, 2 years now. Absolutely fantastic ride. They could have built a really, really good maze focused around the curse, but they haven't. They've kind of completely neglected it, which is a bit of a shame. Haunted Hollow, it's meant to be Haunted Hollow. Maybe place a few actors down there. That would have been good. That would have been really special. So I think Alton Towers needs to seriously take a step back, look at what direction they actually want to move forward into. and start making it happen, because right now they're losing the magic day by day. They're losing customers day by day because, you know, after experiencing such a poor event, people are just not going to go back. They're just going to go elsewhere. You can go Blackpool Pleasure Beach and you've got a permanent maze outside there, but that doesn't mean it's Scarefest every day. So yeah, so that's my review. I hope it makes sense. And yeah, hopefully there'll be more reviews on the way. And like I say, tell me in the comments what you think. And yeah, thanks so much, guys.